Hi everybody, welcome to DOdaily, Monday motivation. Des here, ready to attack the week, just out and about, building on top of activity I've already done today, getting in a walk late in the evening, another real busy day, but having run a few errands, got plenty of walking in, from one spot to another, trying to kill two birds with one stone, trying to really pick up my activity levels this week. But of course, at least doing something. I always say, never miss a Monday. It's important to get out there, feel like you're doing something to add real purpose to the week. For me, it's about getting in my activity and feeling like I'm setting off on the right foot. Generally, if I get my activity in on a Monday, I tend to be really good throughout the rest of the week. So, having had a busy evening, having had lots to do, once again, not really adhering to that routine I'm striving for. It's just a case of getting out there, local to where I live, just walking around, saying a few words, coming to terms with things, enjoying the positives and trying to build on some of the things that I really want to build on. For example, the routines I'm trying to get back to. Spoke a lot on Friday about that. I was up in Newcastle, of course, down by the River Tyne, and right at the end of that episode, I was inspired by the Millennium Bridge, somewhere where I'd realised I'd played a pivotal sort of role in my development, in my will to want to inspire others. Having found myself in a difficult place, it was important for me to sort of use some of the personal gains, some of the achievements through doing several events to pass on to others. But it was at that point where I realised I could do that. Having set myself a target to complete several runs, all culminating in the Great North Run, all of which I did for my own determination and from starting from scratch, basically. You know, I realised that then I could go and try and support others. And of course, through DOdaily, that's all I'm ever trying to do, is support others. Whilst I do accept these days that this really helps me, it's a chance to outwardly say what I'm thinking, you know, almost listen back to it and process it myself. Perfect reminder sometimes when I'm not doing things right, when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to give myself a kick up the backside and get out there. But I also really want to be there to try and support and encourage others when they're possibly not finding it quite as easy as it should be, or as easy as it could be. Me personally, you know, I'm not perfect at doing everything I say I'm going to do. You know, I was for a period, from that source of inspiration which I was highlighting on Friday, really driven and determined, but for several reasons, and not just being particularly harsh on myself, it's been difficult recently to really sort of maintain that. One or two injuries and illness have just lingered on, and to be honest, I've lost a bit of motivation. I've got some nice things that I can resort to put a smile on my face, which are important, of course. I've got a happy and content life, but again, there's still things I want to achieve, I want to do, because I know how important they are. Starts with activity for me. Love my running, love getting out there for a walk, and again on a Monday, it's so important just to pass that message on, you know, just to feel like you've done at least something to take it forward. Not really spoke about this on a Monday for a while, but it was, of course, DOdaily centered around my activity and how I try to train and motivate myself and focus myself for whatever's next. So it is important periodically to talk about the activity and try and encourage a little bit more. Whilst I've probably not done quite as much as I was hoping, I've actually made some changes again to my diet. And again, yes, I've done this several times in the last few weeks, months, however long is a piece of string. You know, whilst I've done it we can only keep trying, can't we? So today, kind of back on with the diet, with the training, trying to be that little bit better again and try and make it last that little bit longer. Because when it doesn't work, there's not much more that we can do other than try and go again. And again, just to sort of reiterate what DOdaily is, it's an opportunity for me to come on, sort of process things, encourage people, be the example of getting it right, but also be the example of getting it wrong when it doesn't work. And that happens quite a lot. Make no bones about that. Not worried about it, not concerned, you know, quite prepared to put myself on the line. Only ever use myself as an example, you know, because that's all I can do, isn't it? When we start looking outwardly, looking at what others do, you know, complaining, we're making excuses in reality, aren't we? It's not until we look at ourselves and our own actions that we really understand where we've got to get it right. And for me, you know, the last few weeks has taken a big, long, hard look inwards, you know, at myself. Been harsh on myself at times, you know, probably a little too harsh, you know, but then in other ways not harsh enough, because it's a case, and I'll say it at the end, like I say it on the end of every episode, of just doing it. You know, we can talk, I love to talk, because this is a way of communicating and trying to help others understand that life isn't always perfect. It's not always full of achievements and the ups and the great things, you know. It's a roller coaster of emotions, of feelings, of experiences. So it's a case of just working bit by bit the best we can, you know. But if we do that with a positive and enthusiastic outlook, you know, it makes everything so much easier. If we're downbeat and worry, you know, because it'd be easy for me to come on here, wouldn't it, and complain that I've not done this. I've already touched on it. Complain I've not done this because of that, or because of them, or because of, you know, people will always try to upset us, get in the way of progress. But it's only ourselves that can sort of stop us, you know. People try their hardest sometimes to derail good efforts, good intentions, but like I say, it's only us that can really stop us doing it. It's hard when we have to deal with such situations and when we're not feeling fantastic, but again, you know, for all the good experiences, remember what got you to them. That's all that's the message I want to get across today. Just remember the great experiences that got you to this point. And I'm kind of remembering that purely based on my experiences over the weekend. I went to the Forest match, first one in the Premier League for 23 years. And there was a moment on Friday evening where I was sat in a hotel in Newcastle after doing the video, of course, but before the game. And as a football fan, we invest a lot of time, effort, energy, money, you know, into these things. Relationships come and go. In the time Forest had not been in the Premier League, 23 years, my life kind of flashed before me, and I realised that I really have to make the most of it. You know, whatever happened, it all didn't go to plan in terms of the result. So I'm just trying to get away from some of these bright lights. It didn't all go to plan in terms of the result, but afterwards I thought about all the great things that happened to get promotion, to get back to the Premier League, all the great things that have happened during that process. You know, some of the bad things that happened, because that's how we learn, isn't it? By understanding where it went wrong, when it got difficult, you know, and all the things that got us to that point. And it, like I say, for me, as it sounds silly, and the non-football fan will probably say, what the hell is he talking about? But as I was 18 when we got relegated, and then I'm a full-grown adult at 42 when we're back in the big league, it was just kind of a measure of the things I've done, you know, a measure of how important it's been to me. So when it all went wrong in terms of the game, and, you know, a little bit disappointed with the result and the performance, there was no point losing my shit, were they? Because this is something I'm invested in regardless. It doesn't change, it's unconditional. But that's great as well, isn't it? Because when things are unconditional, you know, it means so much. So it was important for me to enjoy that experience and look back on the weekend and really think that was brilliant, regardless of what happened over a 90-minute period. It was actually a really great experience to be part of something so huge again. And again, they're the things we kind of live for, aren't they? So to the untrained eye on football, it might sound like, what's he talking about? But the reality is, we put a lot into it. We live for big experience, whether it's a football match, a concert, you know, something amazing in a stadium elsewhere, different kind of sport, or an achievement. We live for these things, or a night out, absolutely anything. And we just have to remember how important they are in the grand scheme of things to keep us being really positive. So my weekend was brilliant, but it was also a reminder that we just have to keep working out these things. And when the blips come, in whatever shape, form they come, you know, it's a case of just powering on through, being happy, keep that smile on your face. You know, it is a choice. Again, I'm very sympathetic to people with mental health issues, but it is a choice. You know, there's lots of things that could have got me down. You know, even over the weekend, 1 or 2 people have been nasty. You know, I'm not going to go any deeper than that because they don't deserve the airtime. But nasty, whether it's directly to me or through social media or through messaging. But there's not a great deal I can do about that because they're not going to knock me off the perch I'm sat on in terms of enjoying what I do. And again, going into the week, getting in my activity to build upon, you know, tomorrow, Tuesday training, getting up early, getting out with some more guys, doing some coaching, all those kind of things. Absolutely brilliant in helping me make any given week a good one. And that's all it's about. It's about trying to create a good one at any given time, you know, just to keep yourself moving forward. When things are good, generally we make good decisions, we take the actions we need to take, and we are likely to be a little bit more determined and progressive with where we're at. And that's all I'm looking to be, is that 1% better every single week. I say it this time, all the time. I say how much I'm looking forward to things and hoping to reach the end of it and go, that was another good one. It doesn't necessarily have to be better or more extravagant than this one. It just has to be a good one, because these days I appreciate it's all a process. It's all a process, like those 23 years flash before me. You know, 7 days can go in the blink of an eye. You know, a year can pass you by without a thought. But if you're making the most of good opportunities, creating memories, that's what makes us happy as human beings. And every day I'm looking to take that positive, find those 3 things I often talk about on a Monday. Today I could reel 17 off maybe, because there's that many small things that put a little smile on my face and have disregarded any kind of negativity that looks to creep in. So on that note, I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you've enjoyed the latest episode of Monday Motivation. I've finished my walk. If you have, please give it a thumbs up just down there. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate all the subscribers, all the people looking in at what I do here, just looking to help where possible, just trying to be that relatable and honest and realistic source that makes you think, yeah, everything's all right. So until Tuesday training, well, I'm going to put it out there now. I'm going out for a run because I feel I need to put that on top of everything as well. And when I do that, I feel fantastic. So really looking forward to getting those endorphins flowing. Just doing it.